What's up, you guys? Godzilla Fan Freaks coming at you today, and really different wide shot here because I have my friend Scott, who is the man behind the scenes of my YouTube channel. He's the guy that, comments back to you guys whenever you guys have a question or anything like that. So he is the other member of Godzilla Fan Freaks, and we are coming at you today with our first rant. And just to state this and get it out of the way early, we want to clear everything up that this is not our opinion on the Godzilla 2014 movie. This is just, stating our opinion on what, how people react to, things that some other, Godzilla collectors and fans say about the new movie and so on and so forth. So that's what we're bringing to you today, and we're just going to get that out of the way. And go ahead, Scott, if you have anything to say.
That's all, really.
Yeah? All right. So, well, I'll let you start off. You start off the topic.
Okay, so, like Everett said before, this is not our opinion on the movie. Personally, me and my friend, we're going to wait till the movie comes out, and then we're both probably going to do another review on what we think of the movie. This, mostly, right now, is just going to be how we feel about people's responses to the movie. I know I'm probably repeating a lot of what he said, but we're just trying to make that point clear.
Yes. Because some people can misinterpret what they hear or what they read or, whatever. So that seems to happen a lot nowadays. And today is also just a reoccurring statement that I've said before, is we want to get back to everyone getting in their minds to respect other people's opinions on what they think. Because no matter if it's Godzilla, Star Wars, Star Trek, Alien, Predator, whatever franchise, people are always going to have their difference in opinions about what other people think. They're not always going to see eye to eye, but we just want to get the point out there that don't flip your shit over, one freaking comment, especially if the other person is not meaning to be hostile. We've had this problem happen with us before. And like he said, when the movie comes out, when we go see it, we're going to come straight back, and we will be doing a review of Godzilla 2014. So, stay tuned for that. And, yeah, so, go ahead.
Alright, so we'll begin with people's opinion, like you just said. Just because someone has an opinion that's different to yours doesn't necessarily mean you have to be overly aggressive towards them. Both me and Everett have stated that, like we said just now, we're going to wait till the movie comes out to form our opinion. We're going to hold out. We're not going to say it's the best movie ever. But that kind of draws a bit controversy towards it. We've both been kind of personally attacked or just generally attacked in how that is a very stupid idea and how it's the best movie ever, even though it hasn't even come out yet. And all we've seen is about 2 trailers and a bit of leaked information.
Yeah, 3 trailers.
Oh,
if you include the newest international one. But anyway, yeah, and some people, it's good to be confident about this movie, but just don't be too overly confident about it. Because we are keeping it in mind that we want this movie to succeed, we want this movie to be good. But when it all comes down to reality, it can still suck, as I've stated before. And some people have told me and attacked me like, the design is freaking amazing, and you're worried about it sucking? A part of me is, yes. Because you just can't sell yourself on the design or how good the trailers are or whatever leaked information that you come across. You can't sell yourself on those points and just defend this movie to your dying breath. Because you just gotta wait to see it. Some people have said, this will be the best Godzilla movie ever, besides the original 1954, which is taking it a bit drastic and a bit far, and they might not be serious, but if you say it and you're not, just say what you think. Don't say it just to be like, well, you know what I mean. It's just, go ahead.
Don't say it half-heartedly.
Yes.
In other words. And like he just said, for example, even though this is not Godzilla or Kaiju related, I am a big fan of the Ridley Scott Aliens franchise. And if some of you may or may not know, quite recently a game came out for it last year, Colonial Marines. I will admit, I was a diehard fan, and I defended that game to the very last breath until it came out. And I deeply regret that. It turned out to be a very bad game. The trailers may have looked amazing for it. Nothing in the trailer was actually in the movie. It was all just there, kind of lies.
Mm-hmm.
And it really did kind of make me, even if they are going to release further Alien games, movies, or otherwise products, it kind of put a damper on my spirit knowing that that came out and that I was such a good fan of it. And I really did put that much effort into defending it, and kind of made me look like an idiot in the end.
Yeah. And I was looking forward to the game too, and we both got the collector's edition of Aliens Colonial Marines. It was like $100. Man, when we got home and we started playing it online, boy, was that a waste of $100. And that was really sad. I still would have been disappointed even if I just got the normal $60 game. I mean, that's how bad it was. That's why, I mean, be confident in it, but people are just freaking out and just, you know, don't sell yourself on all this, because when the movie actually hits and you go to see it, when you go and see it, and if it does suck, all the confidence, all the stuff that you put into defending this film, and if it ends up flopping, you're the one that is going to be limping out of the theater and just in total shame, because then it ended up sucking, and you know that you poured your heart and soul into it, which we all are, but a lot of people are just going nuts. And it's just like, relax. You know, we haven't seen the movie. Yes, it probably will be better than the 1998 film with Matthew Broderick. But does that mean that it still doesn't, you know, does that mean that it's going to be overly fantastic? No, it still has a chance to suck. Yes, it may be better than 1998, but it can still suck. So, I mean, and some people are like, well, it's Godzilla. 1998 was also supposed to be Godzilla, you guys. Don't forget that. And that's about all I can say about this. And it's like, you know, some people, you know, man, they're just sold on everything. And it's like, and, you know, the only thing that, you know, I will say is, you know, it's just so horrible. And one thing, I mean, a lot of people like the designs, but for me personally, the only two things that are bugging me about the designs, and some people have given me crap for this, saying, do Godzilla fans or collectors have a Godzilla spine and foot fetish, which is really freaking immature. I'm trying to be mindful of my language, can you tell? Scott knows how bad I can be when I'm pissed. Anyway, so I mean, it's like, really, you're going to be that immature to say it that way? I mean, you know what? I don't really, you know, it's like, have you seen any of the original Godzillas or anything like that? You know, you can call it a spine and foot fetish or whatever the frick, but in all reality, do you realize how important those two key factors are to the Godzilla design? I mean, the spines, they're not terrible. Maybe once I see the movie, they'll grow on me, but the feet are just butt ugly ridiculous. I will say that right now. They look like freaking elephant nub feet, and it's just, that's not the way Godzilla's feet are supposed to be. Godzilla's spines and feet, if you do watch from 1954 all the way up to 2004 with Final Wars, the spines and the feet have kept that same kind of look. Yes, they have changed, but you can still see similarities between all of them. And, you know, that's all we have to say is, like, you know, if someone has an opinion, don't freaking defend this movie and just get so pissed off at the other person. Especially if they're just stating their own opinion. The next topic we are going to move on to...
We have one more thing to add.
Yeah, one more. Go ahead.
Also, looping back to the Aliens Collector's Edition we both bought, it's kind of related to people buying all the figures and saying you have to buy them because they're amazing. Some people may know the Collector's Edition came with a statue about yay big. I'll say the statue, if it was from anything else, it'd be an amazing statue. But the fact that came from something that kind of crushed the Alien franchise to me, it's a little less worth it to me now, as it could have been. And I just want to say to the people that are buying the figures, like, if you want to buy the figures, that's fine, you can. But just don't go over the board saying you're buying them because it's the best, because, like we both been saying, if it does turn out bad, which we kind of hope it doesn't, it's going to ruin it for you.
Yeah,
honestly.
It will. And some people say it won't. And I mean, I have friends like Jake. Jake, shout out to you, man. You know, he wants to at least get one Godzilla 2014 figure just because he's a completist, as you would say. He wants to have every type of version of Godzilla. He even has, you know, the Godzilla from '98. And, you know, that's fine. You know, that's his opinion. You know, that's his choice. And see, that's fine. But a lot of these people are buying these figures and just, you know, they're not buying, you know, some are buying them because they like them. But others are just buying them just because. And like Scott just said, if the movie does end up sucking, again, like I said in my previous video, I don't want to take the gamble and waste the money. And then also at the same time, yeah, sure, you'll have it on your shelf, and yeah, sure, it's Godzilla, but just because of what the product represents and is from, you know, if the 2014 movie sucks, it's going to represent that flop. And every time you look at it, you're going to be reminded that it sucked. Again, stating again, we want this movie to be good. All right? In reality, it can still suck. And we're moving on to the figures now. And I will say in my last video that I did about the figures, it is about the gamble, but also again, I'm not too much into the gimmicky stuff. I really don't like gimmicks in my figures anymore. I mean, with some of the X Plus figures that light up and stuff like that, that's different. I mean, it's just a light up feature and stuff like that. But on these kids' toys and stuff like that, I mean, some kids' toys are good, like the NECA Pacific Rim figures. I mean, those figures are awesome. I mean, I only have Trespasser that you guys have seen my review of, and that's a great figure for, you know, it's your basic kids' toy that you can get at Toys R Us. But these Godzilla figures, you know, they're all gimmicky. They have some sort of gimmick to them, and I'm not into the gimmicky, you know, stuff. It's just really not for me, and, you know, the figures just kind of look terrible when they have gimmicks. They have these weird gaps and stuff. So,
or their entire head just pops right in half.
Yeah, like the Godzilla figure that you have to freaking bend him over like Dino, and he's like, it's like, eh.
Or the Godzilla figure that has a giant gap, just like right.
Yeah, and then he has like the button on his. Then there's the one with the button on the chest or in the middle of the back. I mean, some of that stuff is just. I mean, we're collectors, and I mean, like I said, I still collect some of the kids' toys, like the Pacific Rim figures. But the gimmicky stuff like that has all those ugly spots on them. You know, yeah, they were fine when I was a kid, but now, you know, I'd rather just pass on them.
Yeah, we'd like something with a bit more detail and less just stuff added just for gimmick's sake. Because, I mean, they'd probably be maybe a bit better if it wasn't just altered just for the gimmick's sake of having a heat blast effect or a tail smash effect.
Yeah, and I mean, again, if you're buying them because you like them and you really just want to get them, I mean, that's fine. We respect your opinion. Again, this is all about getting back the respect of others' opinions in this video. This is what this rant is about, because we're tired of all this bullshit. So if you want to get the figures, that's fine. We're just pointing out points, you know, to be mindful of and trying to give you a different view. You don't necessarily have to follow us and do what we say. We're not saying that. You know, do what you want as a choice. And that's all I can say, you know. And, you know, if the Godzilla, you know, movie, again, if it ends up turning out being really good, yeah, sure, I might get a figure. Why not, right? Yeah. You probably get one. So, what else do we want to cover? Let's see. There was one other thing that we wanted to cover, too.
Okay, let's go on to people on the internet, just in general, about the movie.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you cover this, Ty. You know a bit more than I do about this one.
Okay, so I really didn't want to know that much about the Godzilla movie before it came out. Like, of course you want to know something, trailers and stuff are good, but some people just took it a bit too far and just, you know, spilled out every single tiny piece of information. And you might argue that if you don't want to learn everything, just don't get on the internet. That is partially true, I will admit that. But if you're part of a group or something, and someone or a bunch of people say specifically, if you find spoiler stuff, please do not publicly share it, because we personally do not want to know until we see the movie, then please don't share it. Or if you're going to, at least hide it with a spoiler alert so we know to avoid it, so we don't accidentally, you know, ruin some of the movie for us.
Yeah. I mean, granted, some of those links themselves could say spoilers or, new rumors or new footage or whatever, and the person can choose to click on it or not. We will, we'll pointedly say, the Toho Kaiju Union group on Facebook, there are some of the admins there that said, if you have stuff about Godzilla 2014 to share, mainly just share what has been released to the public, like trailers and whatnot. Don't go digging on the internet for spoilers or rumors and then posting those, because there are probably people in the group that don't want to know. And they have said that, but still, in a lot of Facebook groups, stuff can still get leaked through. And a lot of this, forced me and Scott's hand this last time, and we are not a part of that group anymore. And it's kind of sad. I mean, the Toho Kaiju Union was a decent group for what it was, but with all this Godzilla 2014 bullshit going on, we just couldn't stand it anymore. Especially after someone, I don't think he was an admin, but he was close friends with the admins, I think. He ended up saying a comment to me and Scott on one time when I posted something about figures in a comment. And he blatantly said this: I hate King Ghidorah, but I still have like 3 figures of him plus the SH Monster Arts. I don't understand that one bit. That makes no sense. Why would you buy something if you hate it? That just seems like a waste of money. And this is coming from a Godzilla group, and it's like, really? I haven't heard one Godzilla fan ever say that they hate King Ghidorah. Me? King Ghidorah is not one of my top favorite kaiju, but I still appreciate him for what it is. He's Scott's favorite kaiju, and so he took that comment really way out of proportion, but he responded to it in an appropriate, mature manner. But I just didn't understand it, because, this guy was like, he's going to buy every 2014 product, and, he doesn't care if it sucks or not. And in all reality, to the people that say that, you're going to care if it sucks or not. Trust me. Once the movie's out, and if you have these products and the movie flops, you are going to care. Don't say that you don't care. That's putting way too much confidence in this movie and hoping it's great. And again, we hope it's great too.
And 2 additional caveats to this is, I don't personally remember, because I don't want to recall that much about it, but there was another figure or figure brand that he also mentioned that he said he would not buy because he hates it or dislikes it, even though he just previously stated even if he hates it, he's still going to buy it, which again did not make much sense to me. And in case you're wondering where this conversation came from, I believe we were talking about kaijus we'd like to see if they continued the more Godzilla movies that we'd like to see return. And I noted that 2 of my favorites were King Ghidorah and Badger. Those are my top 2 favorites, next going Manda. And he just blatantly said, like I would say, he hates King Ghidorah, and just kind of insulted my opinion of what I'd like to see.
Yes.
Which didn't really appreciate that, especially since I didn't insult any of his opinions.
Yeah, he just blew it way out of proportion. And on top of that, he said King Ghidorah is like way overused. I was like, WTF. King Ghidorah is too overused? You might as well just say frickin' Godzilla's too overused. It's like, really? How could you say King Ghidorah's too overdone, or whatever? It's like, that makes no entire sense whatsoever. You might as well say, Godzilla's overdone, Mothra's overdone. It made no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. To me, at least, and maybe to another few people, King Ghidorah has become like an iconic Godzilla monster, and just a general kaiju monster in general. Like, he's had cameos in other shows, like the Mothra Rebirth movies and some Ultraman.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, I don't see how he's overused. Like, yeah, he is in a lot of them. He's never won a battle yet, if I recall. But he's just become an iconic part of the series just as much as Mothra has.
Yeah. And, that was a Zone Fighter. It wasn't Ultraman. Just letting you know, I don't mean to...
Well, he was... Oh, sorry, it wasn't, yeah, but there was a thing that Japan did for a brief moment that had him fighting against Ultraman. I forget what it was called. It was
like sure you're not thinking of Zone Fighter?
No, it was different because it actually had him the title.
I never saw that. Interesting.
It was part of like a mini-series. It wasn't like an actual episode.
Because I just remember King Ghidorah being in Zone Fire.
Yeah,
because I sent you that video that one time. So, all right, is that all we want to cover, like on the figures and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Is that about it? All right, next thing we're going to move on to that I actually forgot to grab is we're going to talk about what some people think is going to be in the movie. I'll be right back. All right. First things first. People, when this movie first arose, Garth Edwards and a few other people working on the movie blatantly said, Godzilla is the only big-name monster from Toho in this film. There are no other big-name monsters from Toho. Godzilla's the only one. This new monster is just some mutation or supposedly some creature that lived along the same timeline as Godzilla. From what we've heard. We're not entirely sure. Again, we have to wait to see the movie to find out. And but you know, a lot of people, and it's still going around the internet, and some people are still hell-bent on it. All right? You know what? Rodan, he's not in the movie, okay, people? So it's not Rodan. It's not Rodan. I don't care that I threw that figure. It's a Trendmasters. You know, I've had that thing since I was freaking 5 or 6 or maybe even younger. All right? So there's no Rodan in the film. There's no Rodan. And, you know, other people are still blatantly saying that this claw thing that comes down resembles so much of Gigan. Well, and this one's kind of cleared up a little better that it's not Gigan now that we've actually seen, you know, some figures or whatever of this creature. But I mean, the Rodan thing is still going strong from what I've been hearing and seeing. And, like, people are still hell-bent on Rodan, but Rodan is not in this movie. Okay? He's not.
Even Gigan, even though we have physical proof that it's not him at this point.
Yeah, there are still some people that are like, Gigan is in this, oh my god. There are no other big-name monsters from Toho, people. It's just Godzilla. So Gigan, he's not in it either. He's not. And some people are saying that, you know, this creature resembles Gigan in some way or whatnot. That might be, you know, true. I mean, the claws and stuff. But still, when you come down to it, it's like you might as well just say the Pacific Rim Kaiju resemble Gigan in their fingernails because they have the same curvature as claws. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. So, I mean, there's no Gigan, there's no Rodan in this film. Just straightening that out. And it's not the giant condor either.
But just to say, it's not that we don't want any more films with possibly these two in it. It's just that, please, it's not them. Can you stop going crazy over it?
Yes, yes.
I mean, at first it was a little bit okay, but it got way out of proportion, way fast.
Yeah. And people were just freaking out. And it's like, do you not remember when word of this movie first hit the media, they blatantly said that because people were asking those questions. Is King Ghidorah going to be there? Is Rodan, Mothra, you know, whatever? They said no. Go ahead.
I mean, it's gone to the point where I actually had some friends of mine, very briefly, arguing with me on the fact that these two are in it when they never heard of Godzilla before this movie was announced.
Yeah.
And that's just how much that the rumors came to proportion. That people who didn't even know anything about the franchise were arguing with me, who they knew I've been a fan of Godzilla since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, you guys, this rant video is just about respecting other people's opinions and just don't blow things out of proportion. One thing that blew up that I will not state when or where it happened just because I don't want to bring drama to anybody else. Scott made a meme on Meme Center because the day that the Godzilla figures the Godzilla 2014 figures got officially released in Toys R Us, man, photos were just coming in on Facebook of people buying each and every single one. And that's okay. You know, you can get the figures if you want them. I'm not saying, you know, they fucking look terrible. Don't get them. You know, it's just one of those things that I'm not a fan of the new figures. And go ahead and off camera if you need to. And I came up with the idea of this meme, and I said, Scott, make this meme on Meme Center if you can. And it was the meme of John Goodman from The Big Lebowski, right? John Goodman?
Yeah.
Yeah, John Goodman from The Big Lebowski, where he has the gun, and I told Scott to put in, am I the only one not buying every single Godzilla 2014 product or item or whatever? And some people, when I posted that up, some people just flipped their shit and went nuts. And it's like, would you calm down? It's like you're acting like I freaking hate this movie already and I haven't even seen it, which I don't. You know, like we said before, and again, we're just stating this so we make this point clear. We want this movie to be good, but we're holding back our own opinions until we see the movie personally with our own two eyes. But I mean, just over that photo, people just went nuts, and it was ridiculous. It was fucking ridiculous.
And just in case it wasn't clear, it was a joke. It wasn't to be taken too seriously.
Yeah, well, it was a joke. I mean, it's like one of those things when I used to play Call of Duty with Scott and a few other friends. He sent me the same picture with the John Goodman pulling the gun, and I suck at Call of Duty. I always shoot down the air support, and he sent me the picture, and it said, "Am I the only one that shoots down the air support or whatever?" Because I always did, and I always felt like I was the only one. But I mean, it's just a joke. I mean, yeah, sure, me and a few other people weren't buying the Godzilla 2014 figures, but still. It felt like I was like the only one not buying them. I mean, personally.
Yeah, we weren't insulting or saying anything to the people who were, but like it was just pouring in like a waterfall, and we're like, are we the only people?
Yeah, and again, if you want to buy the figures, that's your choice. We respect your guys' opinions. Just respect ours in a nice way, please. And I think we should about sum this up with the final thing we want to say. And this is probably the toughest thing for a lot of people to hear, and it's tough for us to say. Do you want to start it off?
You can.
Okay. All right. When this movie first hit, media, and, they were showing the trailers at the Comic-Con, but they weren't releasing them to the public and everything like that, we were excited. And
a little bit angry that we didn't get to see it.
Yeah, a little angry. We didn't get to see anything. You had to be at Comic-Con if you wanted to see it, but we were excited and everything like that. And then, but as time goes on and they, kept keeping things quiet, which is fine. I mean, they have their reasons for not advertising it right away or this or that. They have their own reasons. We respect that and everything like that. But, I mean, after a while, of not hearing anything publicly, it kind of died off for us. And then when something did come out, we kind of got that hype back up again. But then once people just started going nuts and pissing their pants over these trailers and the images and everything like that. And then when we stated our own opinions and we got shit on, like really bad when we weren't shitting on anybody else, it kills the vibe and excitement for us. And I know we're not the only ones. There are other people that feel this way. This totally is ruining our excitement and hype for this film. I mean, we want to see it. We want to hope it's good. But the more of this bullshit that keeps happening with, whatever we comment or post our opinions, it just ruins the movie for us. And, if it go ahead.
Yeah, like he said, it's like, when it first came out, we were genuinely excited. Like, we were even searching for years before about the teeny little hints that were dropped that it's going to be making that. And then we were kind of disappointed when Toho announced that they were closing down their Godzilla studios. Mm-hmm. And like, oh, we're not going to get it. But then we heard that we are going to get one. It's going to be American made. We were a little bit hesitant about that, but we were still genuinely excited that we were going to get another movie in our favorite franchise. But, like he also said, it just died down. Like, we didn't hear anything about it for the longest time. Then we hear something, but just the explosion that happened afterwards was just so overwhelming. Like, people were just flipping their lids over it to the extent where it made us literally, we're not excited about it anymore.
Yeah, and it's just, and again, stating our own opinions and then just people freaking being all hostile towards us when we were doing nothing hostile towards them. All this Godzilla 2014 stuff, it's just all bullshit now. And it's like, the way we feel about this movie, we want to see it, yes, and we hope it's good, yes. But are we like, oh my god, dude, I can't wait for it to freaking come out. Can you freaking believe it? We're only a few months away. I can't fucking wait, man. No, we're not like that. I mean, when we go to see the movie, we're going to be like, okay, we're going to see the new Godzilla film. And then, if it's good, awesome. Awesome. You know, we will be satisfied. But if it sucks, you know what we're going to be like? Huh, man. What'd you think? Yeah. Wasn't that great? I don't see what people were freaking out for.
Just not at all.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. This movie blows. But again, we hope it's good.
Yeah.
We do hope it's good. Don't get us wrong. We want this movie to succeed, and we want to see Garth Edwards, Legendary Pictures, we want to see them, you know, continue to make more because we love Godzilla and we love seeing him on the big screen.
If they do turn out to make a really good reboot that at least has a true feel of what we came to know as Godzilla, that would be amazing.
Yes.
We would love that, and then we'd love to see you make more movies. But just all of the other people, just with their comments and everything, it literally did kill the vibe to the point where we don't... It's coming out in a few months, and we don't care.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes out, we're going to go see it, obviously, yes, because we have to. But at the same time, we're not as excited as we could have been. It's like, our opinions of the movie were shot down, even though they were not negative or hostile towards anyone in any way. People berated us for our own opinions, and yet when we said something not even slightly offensive, we just say our own opinions, they took it in the most hostile way towards them, like we were personally attacking them when we were not. They were like, are you excited? I'm like, oh, well, I don't know. We're just going to wait till the movie comes out because we don't know whether or not it's going to be good. What do you mean? What do you mean? You saying it's going to suck? You saying you're not a true Godzilla fan? It's like, no, we're not saying this. And it did kind of kill the vibe. Like, we still do want it to be good, but if it doesn't...
meet our expectations.
Yeah,
it's not going to be any hinder on us, really.
Yeah, because...
If it ends up sucking, you know, we'll be disappointed, yes. But we're not going to be crying over it like a lot of people who, like I said before, are defending this movie with so much confidence that they're just going nuts. And it's like, you know, all we've seen is some trailers, some images.
Mm-hmm. Don't
put so much hope on it, you guys.
Yes, because all forbid, trailers and images, they can be the most deceptive things ever.
Yep.
Get into aliens. Not Colonial Marines, I'm talking about Prometheus. Now, it's kind of a mixed pot whether people liked it, but all of my friends I know that were Aliens fans, we generally didn't like that movie. But the trailers made it look like it was a true Alien prequel.
Yeah.
It was going to be amazing, and from what we saw, it really was. And now they're coming out with a second one, which is the true prequel, which really...
Earth is supposedly what they said. I don't know if it's going to be a prequel to Prometheus or if it's going to be a follow-up to the Prometheus
No,
film.
it's going to be a true prequel to the Aliens. Prometheus was like the prequel to the prequel.
Yeah, I mean, Prometheus, we barely got like a little bit of like freaking alien-related shit.
We saw it on a wall for a second.
Yeah, that was about it. But again, I mean, anything that's movie or video game related, images, pictures, trailers, they are meant to sell you on these things. And we're just letting you guys know that, yes, be happy that the new Godzilla film's coming out. Be happy, but just don't be sold on it right away.
And it's okay if you want to defend your franchise.
Yes.
But please, just remember, there's a point to where you should stop defending it. Like, it's okay to hold out, but not put as much effort as some people have put into, like, defending this.
Yeah.
Because if you do, and it turns out to be bad, that's just going to... Really, it's going to wreck you in a bit of an emotional way. Like it did with me in Aliens Colonial Marines. When I was telling people it was going to be the best, it didn't.
Yeah.
And afterwards, now when people ask me what I think of them, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll wait till it comes out.
Exactly. I mean, like we've said, same with movies, video games. There have been tons of them that have released trailers, released images that have been freaking over the top and make it look amazing. That's because they want to catch you. And when this thing comes out, you slam your money on the table and you're like, yeah! And then afterwards, it's like, what the crap was this? This movie or video game sucks. It wasn't what we saw in the trailers or whatever. It blows. And by that time, whether it's a movie or a video game, they already got your money. And if it's a video game, for instance, you take it back to trade it back in. I mean, you ain't gonna get your full refund.
And if it's a movie, there's really nothing you can do about that.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, it's like, what can you do?
But just to sort of just go over our points, you can be excited for something. Mm-hmm. You can be happy about it. You can even buy figures. Just, please, we're just asking you be a bit more cautious or aware of what you're saying or doing. Like, if you ask someone's opinion and they give it to you, and it's not attacking you, don't go after them like it's like a bat out of hell.
Yeah, like it's like they're freaking hating on this movie. That's what we're trying to get by. We've stated our opinions, and people are just over the top and just they bitch us out, and they act like we freaking hate this movie, and it's and we just freaking just shit on it and whatever. When we're not, we want it to be good, and these people just blow things out of proportion. And again, to sum up this video, respect each other's opinions, you guys. This is the Godzilla hobby and collector's world. We shouldn't be fighting about this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's the biggest community. We got a pretty big community, but it's not the biggest. So really, we should be standing together with this.
Yeah.
But like, if you still want to be over the top about it, fine.
Whatever.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Just don't insult me or other people when we don't share your views. Mm-hmm. We're not going to insult you. If someone does, you can defend your point. But if we don't, just don't start an attack preemptively. Yeah.
It is a bit ridiculous, you guys. So, I think that's about it, huh?
Yeah. I think we've covered what
we've about covered everything. This is like my longest video ever. I think it's probably gone over 20 minutes, I imagine. But, maybe we'll see. But.
Yeah, this is our own opinion on it.
Yes. And again, this isn't, we will share our opinion on the movie when we see it. We might not see it opening night. And I don't want to hear any bullshit comments about, you guys are Godzilla fans, you gotta see it opening night! Alright? Me and Scott are both in the same boat. We're not a fan of crowded movie theaters or anything like that. I can't really stand that stuff. So, if we don't see it opening weekend, we'll probably see it the weekend after. So, I mean... but
we will see it. We promise
we will see it, yes. And we hope it's good. We hope it's good. And after we see it, we will immediately come back and do a movie review.
If it's good, I do not want to hear you rubbing in my face if it's good.
Yeah.
I want it to be good.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to hear any of that, like, Godzilla fan freaks, blah, blah, blah. Again, listen to what we say. We want this movie to be good, you guys. Alright? We just need to calm down and get back into the mode of respecting other people's opinions. Alright, you guys. We are Godzilla fan freaks. Like always, please comment, like, and subscribe. And we will see you guys in the next video review. Thank you for watching.